We are continuing our membership series with our good friend and mentor, Stu McLaren. Now, as you know, Stu is the person to go to talk about memberships. He knows his stuff. And today we asked him the question that Paul and I get asked a lot. So a lot of times when we're working with people, they worry that a membership is going to weigh them down. It's going to overload them. They're going to be stressed out. And we wanted to know from Stu, how exactly do you have a membership that's light and easy, as well as profitable? So he shares his insight on how to make memberships work for you in your business that makes sense for your business. I know you're going to love what he has to say. So let's go ahead and dive into the interview. Stu, we love the idea of memberships because of that recurring model for revenue coming in and the impact. But one of the biggest questions that we hear all the time when we're working with people is, well, is a membership going to tie me down? Is it going to be stressful? Am I going to be stressed out about it because I'm constantly answering questions from my members? So I would love to hear your thoughts on memberships that are highly profitable, but also that are not so heavy.
Yeah, well, listen. The answer to that question, Melissa, is yes. Memberships will create all kinds of stress and burnout if they are done without a proper strategy. You know, a lot of times people think like a membership is like, oh, okay, I'll create a membership and I'll just throw a whole bunch of content behind a paywall and call it a day. No, that's like the worst thing that you can do, because not only does it become overwhelming for your people, which is, by the way, the number one reason that people cancel from a membership, but it also becomes overwhelming for you because you feel this like inherent need to produce and produce and produce. And you think like the only way to create value for your members is to create more content. And that is not true. True value in a membership doesn't come from the volume of content we provide. True value from a membership comes from the progress that we help people experience as a result of what we provide. So it's not about more content. It's about the transformation. It's about, helping them experience that progress. So a couple quick things that help in that. When we're thinking about a strategy, it all starts with a success path. And this is something that we teach, but it's about, zooming up and just thinking, okay, my people are here, they want to get to there. And what does that journey look like? Because somebody doesn't go from not knowing how to paint to becoming the next Picasso like that. They don't go from a broken relationship to a thriving relationship like that. They don't go from a puppy that's wildly out of control, chewing and peeing everywhere, to the perfect puppy like that. There is a transformation, a journey that happens. And when we can get clear and map that journey out, what that does is that provides our people clarity around the few things that they should be focusing on for their journey. Because when you treat everybody like a one-size-fits-all t-shirt, well, then you're going to get people in the beginning stages who are going to get overwhelmed if you introduce any advanced content. You're going to get advanced people who are going to be like, I'm way past this if all you're doing is providing beginner content. But when you give them the clarity of like, here's what you should focus on right now based on where you are in your journey, now you are helping people experience all kinds of progress that wouldn't happen before. So bottom line, this boils down to strategy. And when we think about a content strategy, you can do this in all kinds of different ways. I think of, years ago when I was business partners with Michael Hyatt. And at the time, his business model was him traveling around the country, delivering keynote presentations. And he was on the road more than 100 days a year doing this. So when we came together, he didn't have time to, create a whole bunch of content for a membership. He didn't have time to, be in the community 24/7, so to speak. So not only that, but he also had a podcast he was producing once a week, and he had a blog that he was writing for 5 times a week at the time. So he was strapped for time. But with the right content strategy, we would produce more than a year's worth of content over the course of 6 days. And so the way we would do that is we would do 3 2-day video shoots. And we knew what content we were producing, and it was back to back to back to back to back. Then we would schedule that content out. And we got to the point where we were literally months and many times even years ahead of the quote release schedule because we were batch producing it ahead of time. Another great example of a really simple style membership is our mutual friend, Dana Abraham. So she has 2 memberships. She has one that's, a back-end membership. It's a higher price membership. And she wanted to create something that would also be a lower price point, enabling her to serve a much broader audience. And so she created a very simple membership where she is essentially interviewing her best students and really breaking down like what they were specifically doing. In her case, it's a parenting membership to help their particular kids. And so it's all, based on their students' success. Dana herself actually is not involved in the production of the content because the students are submitting the content ahead of time. They have a structure and a format for it. Her team, obviously tweak and modify that content, but Dana herself is not involved in the production of that whatsoever. And what's amazing is she similarly has content scheduled out for months and months in advance. In her words, it's the most simple, easiest part of her business because she's not involved in the day-to-day, and yet that membership continues to grow and grow and grow and serve so many people, of which, she's been able to develop this relationship with those people in that membership. And it's led to them joining her course and her backend membership, et cetera, which are all at higher price points. So it's all comes down to strategy and how you structure the content strategy and how you think ahead in terms of what you're providing and how you're helping people inside the membership. And remember, it's not about the volume of content. It's about the speed of which people are able to implement your content and experience that progress.
I love that. And what's really interesting is the first step that changed our lives years ago, and in Dana and the others, is once a year you have a free membership workshop that you do. And just as speaking right now in this current moment in time, I believe you're opening up registration for people to come in. I was wondering if you could speak into like what an average person would be able to expect from this free training that you have.
Well, yeah, you're right. Once a year, we host this free workshop, but it's a workshop that is designed to help people think through what a membership might look like for them. So if you're hearing this and you're thinking, you know what, like I love the sounds of the predictability and stability in my business. I love the sounds of being able to help people at a deeper and deeper level, but I don't know exactly what it might look like. Come and join us for the free workshop because this is exactly what we'll walk you through. And you'll hear stories of from people of all kinds of different markets who have all kinds of different memberships. And the goal of it is to get you moving down that path as quickly as possible. The goal of it, which by the way, in every year past, we've had people who have actually launched their memberships during the free workshop. So imagine and open yourself up to the possibility of that happening. It can and will happen this year as well, where we walk people through what that membership might look like, how that might be structured, how to even market and grow that membership. And so if you're in the beginning stages and it's right now, it's a fuzzy idea and it's something that you've been thinking about, come and join us. If you already have, an audience that would be perfectly suited for a membership, come and join us. And if you already have a membership, here's what I will tell you, it will become one of the most valuable things for you. I just recently spoke to Marta and she had a membership and it was kind of floundering and she was actually on the cusp of giving up on that. Well, during the free workshop, she learned about the success path, which we'll share in greater detail. And it became the backbone of transformation for her in her membership. And because she finally learned how to structure her content, she also learned how to use that success path in improving her messaging on the front end. And it improved her marketing, and all of which led to her membership growing, where she experienced her first six-figure year this year, which was pretty incredible. And so I'm sharing this because at the end of the day, this free workshop is intense. It is all hands-on. We pour a ton of into it with the goal to help move you through that process of beginning that membership. And we do it one time a year. This is it. Make sure you come and join us.
Awesome. We know we're so excited about it. It's always the best training. Thank you so much, Stu, for your time today. We're super excited to dive into the workshop, and thanks for answering our questions.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, and thank you for being a great example of what a membership can make possible. And I just hope that people come join us, open themselves up to that possibility, because now is an incredible time to be able to continue on and building on the momentum of the last few years.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. If you would like to learn how to make a membership work for your business, go to freemembershipworkshop.com. Our good friend Stu McLaren hosts a once-a-year workshop where he breaks everything down with memberships and how to make it work for your business. So go to freemembershipworkshop.com and sign up today.